back to cold waters. We are here having just sank our submarine tenders that we were up against, and we are being celebrated in the news for our dramatic efforts of removing some submarine tenders from the seas, which is going to put pressure on the submarine fleets, which is exactly what we want. So what's our new... A wolf pack of enemy attack submarines is returning from having successfully operated against NATO shipping in the North Atlantic. It will now attempt to do through the Guyuk area towards their home base, where they'll prepare for new... So okay, so we're on submarines. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy that we don't need to rearm for this, because we now have no missiles, so we're going to struggle to take out a fleet of ships. But we do still have plenty of torpedoes left, as well as some mosses, so I can take on a submarine fleet. Let's just review our status. Yeah, okay, I'm loaded with what I want to be loaded with, so perfect. Let's continue on course. Now, first thing first is, where the fuck is Greek? Greek. I'm just trying to find the submarine contact that's out here, and I can't. Okay, where? Oh, shit. Shit. This is bad. Okay, this is bad. So we've blundered full speed into this. And we've got no contact through satellite coverage, so there's a good chance this could be an underwater contact. So we've just checked our situation. We'll keep as far away from them as possible, because we're going at like full speed. Full speed being different from flank speed. So we've now got a sonar contact that's unknown, so we'll call action stations. Ship, rig for silent.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, so we're on 76. So 76 is... So bearing is different from heading, and sometimes I wonder if this game knows that difference, but I'm going to assume that they do. So bearing 76 for me is this way. It's to my starboard. Oh shit.
Contact bearing 075.
Nope.
Designated Sierra 1.
So no, actually, the game does not know the difference between bearing and...
Sonar new contact bearing 347. Designated Sierra 2.
Only two things cavitate: warships or submarine.
New contact bearing 030. Designated Sierra 3.
Yikes, macaroni. Right, okay, so we've got Sierra 1. Let's just go ahead and try and classify this. So let's get up the menu so I can see as much information as possible. I have 3 unknown contacts and I want to stay deep. What's the conditions? Sea is noisy, there's no layers. Cool. Delightful. Right, this submarine, Sierra 1, is now slowing down. I'm starting to lose the signal slightly. Alpha? I'm happy that's an alpha.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
It's a very capable submarine, so I'm just going to do this so I can't see it if it accidentally changes my view. Okay. So this one is very faint, I can barely hear it. If it's an alpha, it's probably not going to be a diesel electric, so let's go... If it's with an alpha, it's probably going to be another nuclear submarine, so let's maybe look towards Victor and Sierra classes. This doesn't fit in with any of them. This could potentially be a merchant or possibly a surface ship. Okay. So that there was a certain kind of generator that matched quite well to that. Okay, I think it's a stern trawler.
Con sonar
okay, that's
Sierra
no consequence.
2 is classified as merchant.
Oh, terrific, I can't hear the alpha anymore. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, let's go back to the submarine. Actually, let's go back to the ships here, and we'll have an explore of this. So this is in November. No, that's a much better line up there. So I think this is. I think we're looking at Victor.
Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, that lines up better with a Victor 2. This one does not line up with a Victor 3. So I think we're up against a Victor
Sierra
2.
3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Right. Sea conditions are right on the cusp between being quiet and not. So 136, I got an SNR of 36. And the Alpha class is... where's the Alpha? I wasn't looking at the right place. So the Alpha is an SNR of 42. So the fact I can't hear it makes me think I might have miscalculated this. This Victor 2 is just ticked towards me, which makes me slightly uncomfortable. So I want to come to... I'm worried this Alpha could actually be as close as it says it is.
179, helm I.
So the Victor 2... Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. The Victor 2 is being picked up...
What? Regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 080.
So I basically want to give my towed array the best chance of picking up this dude. And the Alpha's phenomenally quick, so I want to get the drop on him if I can. The Victor 2, what torpedoes does it have? I'll click on this. Torpedoes... USET 60 and SEC 65, so not UGST, but still fairly capable. The 5365Ms are bullshit, so that's fine. I don't need to worry about those if it has them on board. But always assume the worst. I mean, to be honest, I treat everything like it's just UGST anyway. It's the only way to stay safe. Okay, 40% for this one. This Alpha I can hear quite loudly. Actually, I've got 12 on towed array and 16. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Okay, they're coming right for me. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm not crying, you're crying.
7, helm I.
Right, what depths are there? They're right on the surface. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Can the Alpha hear us? The Alpha can hear us not on passive. And the Victor can barely hear us even on active. Cool. Right. Let's get right up to their level. Let's get right up in their grill.
150 feet, dive by.
So they're both... Right, okay. Let's just go to 300 feet. Because what I'm going to do...
300 feet, dive by.
And I've spoken about it in this series. Underwater is 3D space. So when you fire... When you have a torpedo coming at you, your instinct is to fire against the launch transient. And so you fire against the direction that the torpedo is coming in. But also the depth it's coming in as well. So I want to get up there to their height, fire my torpedoes, and then go deep, really deep.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, helm steady, and we're going to fast forward to this. This Alpha's starting to trouble me. Okay, we've got a reasonably good fix on this Victor, which is good. I might lose the wire on it. This Alpha's come northbound, which is interesting. But we're nearly at 300 feet, which is fine and satisfactory. So, let's just hope that they don't hear the launch transient. Okay, fire tube 1 due north. Flood tube 1 and flood 2. Torpedo away, tube 1.
Aye, sir.
Torpedo away, tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
This Alpha's ticking north, and this one's ticking south. So we can't see the Alpha's direction of travel, but I'm just having to use my memory and intuition. So I want this torpedo to... actually, do you know what? We're just going to manually bring us down 15 degrees. Ballast full down. So I want to maintain the wires. I'm up against two very, very capable submarines. So I do want to get out the way, but I want to maintain the wires for as long as possible. I want to get this as close. So torpedoes are noisy when they're active, and slightly less noisy when they're in traveling mode. So I want to keep them traveling as long as possible. It's slightly less noisy. So I want to keep them in travel mode for as long as possible. And I'm taking us down. So the reason why I'm only going half down on the planes is if I go full down on the planes, I risk splitting the wires. Which means, yeah, so he's going northbound, so I made a pretty good call with that. Good. Good, I'm happy with both of these shots. I'm very happy with both of these shots. Okay. So they haven't heard them yet. The other thing I have to consider is that the reason I want to keep the wires is that
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Okay, torpedo active.
Fire control. Con sonar.
Oh god, he was
noise
much
maker
closer than I
bearing
thought he
0,
was.
6, 5.
Okay, right.
Passing 700 feet.
So because we're traveling so slowly, we are at risk of we're at risk of just being in the same position. Oh shit, head deep to C4 here. Jesus Christ. 3,000. Nice. Spicy. Okay, cool. Right.
On fire control, we've lost the wire.
Okay, right, we're starting to lose the wires, but I think that's fine because this one has hit what it needs to hit, or it's tracking what it needs to hit. And this alpha shot itself so much sideways that it hasn't even had time to counterfire.
Con sonar. Noise
Okay,
maker bearing
so there's nothing else for it. I head full.
30 knots. Maneuvering eye.
The alpha's not counterfired, and Victor to our north has, so I'm now going to bring us helm change course. Port 090.
089. Helm eye.
Boop! Okay, so the alpha class just took one in the face like a champ. How's the Victor doing?
Con sonar lost. Con helm. Steady course.
Yikes.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
And I'm gonna be honest, this isn't a particularly fair fight because, like, I am in a very, very modern and very capable submarine, against ships that it was designed to counter, but obviously this campaign doesn't take into consideration that in the time it's taken to make the Astute-class, the submarine technology has changed and evolved. So we're kind of almost cheating in a way, but still, this game is pretty hard, and like the first couple of times I tried it properly, I gotta be honest, I got my ass handed to me. Hell, I actually played one the other day where it was really unfortunate. I got 2 airdrop torpedoes, actually no, only one, but it hit me, not enough to sink me, but it caused flooding in 2 compartments, and it was more than my ability to deal with it. By the time I realised how significant the flooding was, I was actually on the sea floor. And so even with completely blowing the ballast, we could not get off of the sea floor. So he's activated his torpedo. We can see here it's gone yellow. It would have stayed unnoticed, but because it's gone active, it's slightly louder, so we've now got positive SNR on it. I say positive. Above 1, we can actually hear it. We know it's not background noise, and it's going the wrong way. So at its closest, it's going to pass 3.2 kiluyards away. At the moment, it's 3.4 kiluyards away. So if this was a UGST, we might actually be in trouble right now. But with the sea being slightly noisy, and with it being over here, oh yeah, of course.
029.
Because it's so deep, the submarines just disappear. So here's our submarine. It's interesting when it's over in the distance like that. See the light rays coming in from the sea.
Helm, steady course.
So I'm gonna come to the we the helm called steady course, so that's fine. So I just want to bring us up here as quickly as possible, so we're well out the seeker head. Now we also don't know if there's any additional contacts. That's a risk. We've not heard any other active sonars, but that does not mean
maneuvering eye.
There's not other things. So all hands are to silent. And I know he fired more than 1 weapon. I heard 2 launch transients. So I want to make sure I'm hearing all the weapons. So as you can see here, we're still traveling at 14 knots. So we just want to cool it down. And you can see as we start getting slower and slower, now down at 9 knots, the amount of noise that we're getting.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 329.
Wait, what's a CR2? Oh shit, what's a CR2? Oh, it's a trawler. Oh, thank God. God, I forgot.
Making turns for 5 knots.
Give that a yikes. So we can now hear the second weapon that he fired now that we're going slower, and it's not hitting us at all. Cool. So these submarines have sank. And we're here. Perfect. Okay, so... does that mean that's all our contacts? No. So we're just going to take it nice and easy. See if we can't pick anything up. I'm actually probably going to come slightly to the north a bit. And the reason that I'm doing that
004 helm
is
aye.
because...
Con helm steady course.
Cool. The reason that I'm doing that is because these ships were traveling... well, the Alpha was kind of going northbound, but the Victor was coming southbound. So I want to come northbound, and maybe anything that's over here coming down, I might catch. The sea is quite noisy, so I might not, but we'll see. So we'll just give it a wee bit longer. I can't hear one of the torpedoes. It's in my baffles, but it's not going to get us. Another one's about to come into my baffles, so that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up to periscope depth. We'll do a radar sweep, make sure we know exactly what's on the surface, and if an enemy submarine knows that something's on the surface, but it can't hear it, it'll do what I'm doing. It'll go to the surface, it'll put its masts up, and it'll see if it can't detect anything. So we're going to level out and take us up on ballast. 200 feet. 100 feet. So, here we go. Seas are nice and calm, or they're deceptively calm, to be honest. The game doesn't really model storms well, but like, if the sea's 100 knots, the sea's a bit spicy, if we're honest. Okay, so we know where the trawler is. And we're now at 45 knots. Oh, look, our sail broached. Great. So if there's anything above the surface that's angry, then they've just discovered us on radar. So let's see if there's any ESM. Okay. We have an ESM contact, but not enough to determine us. I'm just going to leave us here a wee bit longer and make sure there is... so we've got an ESM signal, but we'll just wait and see if there's an ESM contact. Okay.
Raise the radar mast.
Because that could be like planes or something, not nearby. Like, yeah, it could be things here. So radar has done that. So Sierra 2 is upgraded to Master 2, but we ain't got sod all else in the area.
Lower the ESN mast.
Okay. Let's use this. So we've still got 10 of these and 2 of these. Cool. Right. Fine. So we managed to get out of that. No problem. Let's bring us down to 150 feet.
Make depth 150 feet. Dive high.
And I think we can call all hands secure from rig for silent. All hands stand down from action stations. So there's an Alpha and a Victor and no other contacts. And we're done. Oh god damn it! It was a submarine contact, but it wasn't our contact, so this goes on. Let's just very quickly do this. So if we do, so what I'm doing here is I can't right, not our objective. So let's pause. Actually no, we're gonna go back and we're gonna do not menu. We're gonna do brief. That's what we want. Review orders. So it's Gyuk. It sounds Greenlandish. So the Gyuk. Oh no. Okay. Gyuk. Right. Okay. It makes it sound like it's a place name, but it's the Greenland, Iceland, UK gap. Okay. I actually should have known that one. That's a bit pathetic. Right. Continue on course. Ahead full. So Greenland. This is Gyuk here. So I'm basically just kind of soft patrol. This could be it over here actually. So let's now steam full ahead. Osuka. Oh, okay. So the Ruskies have gone into Norway, that's the problem, and we are now sailing ahead slow into what I hope is the submarine force that we're looking for. So we're still at depth 150 feet, heading 110, surface contact bearing 128. I'm happy with the situation. Actually, no, I'm kind of starting to run out of torpedoes a little bit, which I'm unhappy about. But all hands man, your action
Sonar
stations.
new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, rig for silent. Ocean conditions, ambient noise 95, no layers, complete depth, C4 at 1914. Okay, so we don't have free reign of the ocean this time. So we've now got a contact here.
Sonar new contact bearing 151. Designated Sierra 2.
Okay, let's now get to work identifying it. So, you know, we don't know if this could be shipping or not. We're working our way through the Russian subs, and yeah, I actually think this is a surface ship. I think this is a non-combatant. We'll just verify that. Oh shit, hang on. Trawler. Yeah, okay.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Okay. But Sierra 2, we don't know what this is. So let's bring it back up here. Oh, hang on, that was very close. Okay, so it's either a whiskey or a Romeo. I can't quite make... No, a Romeo's not right. It's a whiskey. Yeah, it is definitely a whiskey.
Con
Okay.
sonar Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay. So we know this is a wolf
Come
pack,
left
so
to
we should
0,
expect
8,
more
9,
submarines. I just want to watch this to see where it's gonna tick. So when our sonar updates, so it's moving to the south. Interesting. Okay. We don't have a very. It's starting to get some very quiet. So like, I don't actually know. I'm actually curious as to what the sonar bands actually represent. I know it's like various aspects of machinery and things, because if you watch Jive Turkey's videos, he talks about how if you have things that are close together, that's redundant machinery, which you tend to find a lot of in military vessels in case something breaks down. Because obviously if you're in enemy waters and something breaks down and you put out a mayday call, you know, you might not actually get help. So you tend to have a lot of lines that are very, very close together, usually called doublets. So it's kind of curious to know what each band of thing would be. So like you can see that some aspects of it are quieter. Was that active sonar? Or was that the game music? I heard a screech of something, and I don't know what it was. No, it's just the music, right? Okay, fine. Because if they were on active already, that wouldn't be good. I mean, if it wasn't active, minus 38, so he can't hear us. So to put it in perspective, I've talked a lot about SNR, which is signal to noise ratio. And if you have a signal to noise ratio of 1, it means you are making as much noise as the background. And that's represented in game by an audio of 0. So how do I explain this? Yeah, so when I talk about positive SNR, I'm not a sailor. Do I look like a sailor? No, I'm not a sailor. I'm actually a scientist, and well, right, let me stop that one there. I used to be a scientist. Studied astrophysics at university, and did a lot of
sonar new contact bearing 134. Designated Sierra 3.
Hold that phone, boy. Okay, this one isn't quite right. There's not one here, so it's not whiskey. Right. So when I talk about SNR, yeah, no, it's not kilo. Yeah, so when I talk about SNR, it's one of the things that we use when looking for signals from outer space. And if you have a SNR of 1, it means it's nothing. Like, it's not a significant result at all. And that's basically where I get that language from. Is it another? It's definitely not that. Could be a foxtrot. It's not a foxtrot. It could be a foxtrot. See, and this is what I was talking about with the things being quiet. So there's a solid line here, which I'm basing this on, and there's another line here, which I can sort of hear. There's a very faint line here that I'm struggling to match up, and another one here, which I'm struggling to match up. Actually, no, hang on. I might be looking in the wrong place. Okay, I'm going to put this as another whiskey.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Yeah, so basically, this is a computer here, this little panel here. So when it says the passive sonar has got minus, it means the signal to noise ratio is...
Con sonar, new contact bearing 131, designated Sierra 4.
This is getting pretty dicey. Okay, this isn't a whiskey. This is definitely not a whiskey. What is it? It's a tango. Yeah, that's a tango.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, this is getting good. Yeah, so when it's got the minus here, it means the signal to noise ratio is less than 1, or as I call it, negative SNR, which means that the sensor cannot hear it. It cannot hear it above the noise. My towed array has positive SNR, so the signal to noise ratio is above 1, and what that means is, yeah, I can hear it above the background noise. And so, to put these ships in perspective, Whiskey class is 152 decibels, the C is 95, so if it was right up next to me, I would hear it at 60 decibels, so that number here, one of these numbers here would be 60, and that's close to being on active, so it's very, very noisy. Whereas if I look at this, I'm on 108 decibels. So the maximum SNR they're going to have for me without their active sonar is 13 decibels, which is quieter than a whisper. So they've got no idea I'm here unless they put their active sonar on, which they might do, because the sea is quiet enough that they're probably going to hear my launch transients. So what's a Tango class? A Tango class, is it an okay, it's an SSK. It's got a funny front to it. I mean, it's YouTube, I can probably just show you it. It's got a funny little bulge in the front of it, so I always confuse it with like an early like missile submarine. It's not, but like I confuse it with such. Okay, let's go back to my ship. Okay, so they're all up here. So I'm up against noisy boats. And the sea is relatively quiet. It's not actually quiet, it's just relatively quiet. So I could get away with using passive torpedoes. So this whiskey's moving away from us. This whiskey's... So these two whiskeys are formation traveling. And I think I saw this Tango taking northbound. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, let's get ourselves a firing pattern.
239, helm aye.
Quick time for a drink and a bicky.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 131. Contact faded.
I hope they're not actually that close to each other. Interesting. Okay. Right, I'm not concerned about this. I actually want this. Yeah, okay, so they're all moving away from us now. So let's actually... I was coming southwest, let's just come hard south.
181, helm aye.
I have a terrible idea! Oh, I was going to say that whiskey stopped. Actually, okay, this isn't too bad. No, this isn't a terrible idea, actually. I quite like this idea. So what we're going to do here... I'm gonna fire. Oh, they're quite far away in theory. I don't think they are actually that far away. I might be wrong, but
2-1, aye sir.
okay. Half an hour on the clock. One kiliyard downrange. We've not lost the wire, so let's bring us over to here, and we're just gonna time compress this. So we're 10 kiliyards. Okay, let's see if we can't do the same. So we're gonna bring this one to here. And so the reason that I'm doing this is so that if I lose the wire, I'm still going to have a chance of hitting something. Because what I'm playing wire-guided missiles, because when you have a torpedo coming towards you, you tend to shoot in the direction that the torpedo is coming from. So if the torpedo is not coming from the direction where your ship is, you're at a very good advantage. For example, here I am traveling southbound, but my torpedo is going to chase up to them and come to them from the north. So they're going to shoot to the north, but I'm going to be to their west. Which is something you can do with wire-guided missiles. It's really cool. So, torpedoes. The torpedoes have a little spool of wire that sits inside the tube, and it goes out, and it gives you access to the sensors of the torpedo, and it gives you the ability to command the torpedo, so you can hand steer it and update it commands en route. For example, I could set this torpedo to go active once it's activated. I can manually activate it as well, which is not something you can do when the wire breaks. So, one more time. We're just gonna fire off this one.
Aye, sir.
Okay. So we're 1 kilo-yard round downrange. Before making any... Ooh, that whiskey's coming northbound. Spicy. Perfect. Okay. Let's change target to Whiskey 2, because we've got a good lock on that one. So these guys are probably traveling in formation, so they're not going to be that close to each other. But they are going to be reasonably close. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've still got 20 minutes on the clock. So I want to bring this one right the way over here. I want to bring this, yeah, okay, that's in a good spot. And this one is also in a good spot. Perfect. So the first torpedo that's going to reach its going off point is this one.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Ooh, interesting. Cool.
Con
Right.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 118. Contact faded.
So we're about to go 95% on Sierra 2, which is our Whiskey-class submarine, which means we'll have a very good idea of where it actually is. Okay, we're 95%, so our sonar operators have done a great job in working out exactly where this submarine is. So we're now 1 kilo-yard downrange, so let's now set this this terrifically evil plan into motion. So we're going to bring this torpedo due south. Sierra 2, let's bring this torpedo due south. And number 1.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Wait, Sierra 4? How's Sierra 4 there? Okay, so we've got no idea where Sierra 4 is. But the good news is he's got no idea where he is. So if we click on him, he's got his, yeah, he's minus 50, so he can't hear us. Okay, cool. So
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 114.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Nah. Right, okay. So we've now got manual control over all of these things. So I'm gonna go to this screen here.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay. So Sierra 4 is not here, it's here. And we've lost Sierra 3. We don't know where
Con,
it is.
fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 115.
Okay. Double noisemaker. So I'm just manually guiding the torpedo towards this track. I don't know if it's moved. What direction
Con,
was
fire
it?
control, weapon acquired.
Okay, it doesn't say.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay. This is a problem. So I've now got two sonar contacts.
Regained contact on Sierra 3 bearing 117.
Amazing. Right. I want this torpedo to sail right past Sierra 4.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Yeah. So Sierra 4 is still showing down there.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Where the fuck is Sierra 3? Okay.
Con
Well,
sonar, noisemaker bearing 115.
So I want nothing to do. So Sierra 2 is going to come over here.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
But this is what I wanted. So I've still got a really good track of Sierra 2. So Torpedo Tube 3 is coming to Sierra 2, which is what I want. And 2 is going to Sierra 4, which is fine. What we're going to do now is we're going to tell our sonar to go active.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
And I want, so we now know exactly where Sierra 3 is. So Tube 1, bring us all the way around.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
hang on.
128.
Okay, let's
Con
put
sonar,
our active
switching
off.
to passive search.
We know where these things are. So
Fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Tube 2, come on, bring us round, bring us round. We want. So we're trying to guide this one in.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
Got it.
114.
Nah. Tube 3, what are you doing? What are you doing, Tube 3? So Tube 3 picked up on the wreck of Sierra 4 because of how much it exploded. So I've now guided it back to Sierra 2. It's now mispositioned itself because we can't hear it because it's done a big direction change. But from its noisemaker and course, we know it's somewhere over here. And in fact, because this cone's in angry mode, we can tell exactly where it is.
Noisemaker bearing 118.
Come on, Torpedo. Oh, there we go. Right, there we go. Whiskey 8 dead.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 129. Contact breaking up.
Okay, so Sierra 3 is down here. So it's really up next to the surface.
Weapon acquired.
Yeah, okay, so we selected this. So, yeah. So we can just see the shadow of it coming into view. So we've now got a full solution on it, and it's probably going to put out some more noisemakers. So let's just be ready. So let's just be ready here.
Con sonar.
Yep.
Noisemaker
So let's
bearing
hand guide it.
118.
I don't like hand guiding it from this view because it's far too easy to cheat. So if you guide it from this view, it's at least realistic because this is probably what a submarine operator would see.
Acquired.
I don't know that actually, but you know, it's probably what they would see. Anyway, he can't put out any noisemakers, so let's watch the show. Boop. That wasn't a whiskey.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra.
Yeah,
3,
Foxtrot. Okay.
last bearing 119. Contact breaking up.
So part of the reason that it was in the wrong position on the map was because I had misclassified it as a foxtrot. So I said it was 2 whiskies and a tango, but it was a whiskey, a tango, and a foxtrot. But my sonar operators have corrected my mistake, and it and its 3 screws are well and truly screwed, and they're going right to the bottom of the sea. And this is you can see now the perfect example of why that plan worked. Like I said, I was going to the south. I put my torpedoes to their north and then brought them south, parallel with me. They fired to the north, and I am in absolutely no danger whatsoever. In fact, I've not taken my ship off silent running at all during that entire exchange. So this poor ship is sinkaroni macaroni. So the whiskey class is just flopped sideways on the floor. Tango class is resting gently. And the Foxtrot is about to hit the bottom of the sea. So, okay, bring us up to periscope depth. In fact, we're almost at periscope depth. We barely left the surface. Yikes. So we've killed 3 of them. That doesn't mean we're out of harm's way. So, same as we've done in every video so far.
Tube 1 ready.
We're just going to go ahead and check our surroundings. So we've got positive ESM signal, but nothing that's going to detect us, so we're clear to put up the radar mask. We've got no echo contacts. Master 1's been upgraded. Actually, those 3 torpedoes are heading right towards that trawler. Yikes. Should probably send them a radio message and tell them to warm up the lifeboat, methinks. To be fair, there are some Russian torpedoes. So the 5365M torpedoes are wake homing torpedoes. So there's 3 classes of torpedoes: passive, active, and wake homing. Wake homing focuses on, rather than the noise of the ship, it focuses on the noise of the wake that the ship makes as it moves through the water. So it's useless against submarines, but really good against ships. But some Russian torpedoes, and I don't know if this is just in game or if this is in real life, but they are set to avoid surface contacts, so like specifically anti-submarine only torpedoes. So actually the trawler will probably be fine, probably. So we've got no other contacts, sonar or otherwise. So I'm going to put the mast down.
Lower the ESM mast.
And I'm going to run deep. So we're going to bring us now to a depth of 1,800 feet. And what that does is we've checked the surface and we're happy there's nothing else on the surface.
Depth 1800 feet, dive by.
So we're just going to run us nice and deep. So you can see here, look how close this torpedo is to the ship. Where's the ship? Yeah, so the ship's over here. And like this torpedo has absolutely no idea that the ship's here. So if this was a wake homing torpedo, or if it was one of my torpedoes, the ship would be in trouble. But I mean, it's basically on top of the ship. Hell, it might actually hit it by accident. Almost. Oh, there we go. Ran out of fuel anyway. So yeah, there we go. Happy days. So we've now got no weapons, no surface contacts unaccounted for, no submarine contacts unaccounted
sonar
for.
lost contact. Master 1, last bearing.
Make depth 45 feet, dive by.
So bring us up to 400 feet.
400 feet, dive by.
Okay, cool. I am happy with that. So we've got nothing nearby. Leave combat. We'll stand down from action stations, and we got everything that we were supposed to get. So, Submarine Command was very happy to hear about your recent success, Commander. Soviets should be aware that the Atlantic is our waters, and that any attempts to operate in it will be forcefully dealt with. The excellent work of you and your crew is what gets that message across. Well done, and stand by for new orders. Oh, are we getting a medal? Ah, we are! We're getting the Navy Commendation Medal. Cool. Perfect, right. So, we're actually relatively close to the United Kingdom, so once again my submarine is in the news. So satellite recon has revealed an enemy high speed towards the Soviet coast. Believe a small unrepped force is operating in this area. You are ordered to interdict this group and sink any replenishment ships in the area. Okay, so we're on a tankers and tenders mission, for which I need more missiles. So we're gonna head to Holy Lock to do this. So at the moment we've got no intel on where this ship would be, so I've got this fleet to be. So we're back at Holy Lock. It's been 6 days of the war. We've accomplished 3 of our missions. We've sank 3 warships, 10 submarines, and 1 merchant, which was the tender. Total sunk is 14 ships, 66,000. So the patrol outcome is a tired but proud crew sails into port after your highly successful patrol. Grins in your crew's faces speaks even more to you than greetings and enthusiastic handshakes. So we've been given 2 medals for our work. And we need to repair. No, we don't need to repair actually. So we're gonna get 2 more mosses, and we're gonna grab. I actually don't think. Yeah, I don't think 6 missiles was enough. So we're gonna give ourselves. We're gonna give it 10. Well, yeah, actually, we're gonna give ourselves 10 because we know we're up against ships here, and 16 spearfish is enough. The spearfish is a very, very powerful torpedo, so I only need 1 to sink even the most advanced submarine. Maybe not like the big missile carriers, but that's a different bridge. But we're up, so I want more missiles. Fine. Okay. Errors in port. Okay. Well then. That's us done. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Cold Waters. We stumbled across a submarine fleet that wasn't our target, and then we went back and found our target and promptly put them at the bottom of the sea, which pleased our commanders to no end. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Cold Waters, and I'll see you next time. Bye.